Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hardspace Shipbreaker. My name is Okada, and in this episode we are going to take on a personal challenge, which is to complete a Heavy Cargo Gecko in only 3 shifts and with a 98% completion. So let's jump in there. Alright, so don't be surprised if there are some moments of my not talking, because there will be times where I'm going to need to really focus on what I'm doing. And if you guys are familiar with my episodes, I get to talking and a little defocused, and
salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Sometimes I miss things, and I need to get this right. So we're going to quickly get everything off the exterior,
salvage secured,
so that we don't have to worry about them being attached to the plates when we start removing them.
Deposit accepted.
Alright. We're going to open up both of these and go ahead and just get the ladders out of the way. And even get the console out of the way.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Just get that out real quick. Drag us over here. This is where we're going to dump everything from the side. Minimize the amount of trips we have to make back and forth, over the edge. And back up a little bit so we can actually see everything.
Credits transferred.
Missed it.
Salvage
Come on.
secured.
Come on. Oh, no.
Deposited.
Come on. No time for this. These ladders are such a pain. And where's the airlock console? Why am I not seeing it? There it is.
Account credit applied.
Alright, now let's get inside and start our depressurization routine.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Which means we race to the front of the ship and we assume that the only thing in here that isn't, or that is working, the only regulator, is going to be in the cockpit. I'm hearing weird noises. That doesn't make me happy. I feel a little nervous. Open that up, close that. We don't need to close this door because it's going to close automatically.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Now we depressurize the next chamber. And what we need to do is we need to remove absolutely everything from the walls, except for, like, the lights. We don't care about the lights. We want everything detached. And we want to be very careful not to bang things around, because you know how fragile these electronics can be. We get one arc and it's all over. And we want to kind of start pushing things a little bit towards the front as we go. Don't want to jostle things too much, but just see a little nudge to the front like that. That's all I need. the wall handles. It's very important to get these, because later on they can cause dragging of objects that we don't want to have happen. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Woo! That was a little more violent than I wanted. Once I get to the method that I will be incorporating. Emptying out this cockpit can be one of the things that takes the longest in the geckos. Alright, that's everything. Now we need to lock it all in, because we're going to be doing depressurizations, and we don't need that stuff flying all over the place. I can't pull myself forward. I'm not going to bother closing the rest of those chambers. Should be alright. Come on. Alright. Now we just go crazy with the cutter and start cutting everything. Except for that's aluminum. I mean, it wouldn't be a critical problem if I cut that aluminum. But it's a matter of if we do cuts that we don't need to do on walls like that, then we potentially have shards of stuff floating around that we have to clean up later. And that's time that we don't really have. I'm not clearing these things in any specific order. I'm just kind of whatever my next closest area is that I think I can get a lot of cut points done on. And if you miss a cut point, don't sweat it too much. The primary purpose of what we're doing right now is to free up lots of panels so that we can start stripping them away and expose anything else that we might have missed, rather than having to spend time flying around in the ship in cramped areas trying to get everything. And like, we're not going to fight our way through this hole here because that pipe tends to get in our way, and it makes it a little harder to fly around. These done here. Alright, that's good. Starting to see the outside, that's good. You see we popped up and back down to get around the pipe without fighting our way through the, that little crawl space. Bunch of walls to still free up over here. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to go high because the back can be cut. And this will allow us to get the cuts on the rail guide as well. Something I don't often do when I'm doing just a regular run of this. A lot of times I'll leave the rail attached, because it can be pulled with the walls. But right now I'm just not being delicate in the paying attention to what I'm cutting. If it's yellow, it's pretty much getting cut. I think we will go ahead and take care of the airlocks also. Cutter does not seem to be too happy about all this use. Cut the spine. We do need to free up the modules that are on the roof as well. So gotta be kind of careful about remembering to do that. Roof or side, I guess. Off the top of my head, I'm not even sure what that's attached to, but I'm sure we need to remove it. Yep, that's what we're talking about. Alright, get that guy out of here. And another thing we want to make sure we do, now that we've opened up most of the vessel, is we want to break all these barge pieces off.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Not only is it going to make the wall that it's attached to lighter, it's also going to keep us from accidentally dragging a cargo container into the processor. Because we're going to be pretty indiscriminate real soon about our tether usage. Alright. Make sure these guys are down a little bit so that we can... I think that was a bad tether. Yeah, it was. We'll deal with that in a minute.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
These pieces right here were kind of what I wanted to bump down. Get them below the ship so that we can tether them more easily. And we're gonna more or less indiscriminately just start dragging pieces. This guy is big and slow. Get in here and get this thing off. And while we got the tethers moving some of those things, we're gonna remove the rest of the coolant tanks.
Salvage
Detach
secured.
them.
Credits deposited.
There's probably one on the other side of that cockpit, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Now, it's entirely possible you might be able to pull this straight to the processor, but I still feel it's better to drag it forward
Object accepted for processing.
because it can collide with stuff from the cockpit, and if it's stuck, you're going to waste more time discovering that it's stuck. So we're just going to get it out of the way, like doing that right there. And we'll deal with it later. It's out of our way. That's all we care about.
Deposit accepted.
Shipping crate got destroyed. Did one get... That doesn't make sense.
Valuable
Separated all of them.
processed. Credits deposited.
Oh, that was what we warned could happen.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Because we're not going to be paying a whole lot of attention to the stuff it's dragging.
Processing valuable objects. Credits awarded.
Alright. We pretty well opened the ship up at this point. Start getting these shipping crates out of the way. I really do not know. I'm going to try to look back over the footage, figure out what shipping crate it said we got destroyed. That just does not make sense.
Alright, Cutter. Wrap it up. You got about a minute left.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Just
Credits transferred.
looking for a clear place so I can draw the lines.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
I know these take time to go, so I want to get as
Salvage
many of the
secured.
bottom ones out of the way as I
Credit
can.
applied.
I'm sorry if all this quick movement is confusing or
Salvage secured.
nauseating.
Credits deposited.
You know, normally in my how-to videos, I take time to back up and turn
Salvage
slowly,
secured. Account credit applied.
so it's easier to tell what I'm doing and where I'm going for the viewer.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
It's not so much an option right now, though. Alright, so aside from that one shipping crate, which I'm still baffled by, it was a pretty good run. I mean, obviously, shipping crates are pretty valuable, and that did hurt us for our 98%, but we can still get it. So let's head on to the next shift. Okay, so we should be able to cleanly pull this
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
into the processor now.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
And we're going to get some stray stuff here out of the cockpit area, but we're not going to take all of it.
Salvage secured. Account credit
I'll
applied.
show you why. So we'll get the small bits out of the way. I don't want to grab the shipping crates.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
I mean, it's not terrible if you do.
Salvage deposit accepted.
I think it
Credits
might be all I'm going to
transferred.
grab. But they tend to run into other things. So we're going to try and pull this forward. Now we know we've already cleared everything out from the back of this, so it's safe to kind of indiscriminately cut our way through. And we've pre-tethered, so we know when we're through. There it goes. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. All that barge stuff just floating out
Salvage
there.
secured. Credits deposited. Object accepted for processing.
Waiting to be
Credits deposited.
shot straight in. That's how you save time.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Careful not to lose anything, though. Would you target that, please? Thank you. How pretty was that? That's the way you clear out the cockpit.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Alright. Looks like there might still be an object in it, but that's okay, because it's got another trip to make. Looks like we might have missed it. Oh. We did not tear that out. That was just bad of us.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Small oversight. That's furnace.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
It's good to check that. Be careful. And we're working mostly front to
Salvage
back
secured. Account credit applied.
until we get, you know, all of the general stuff that we can just take off the front out. We're not going to deal with the ECU until we've got the reactor
Valuable object
done.
processed. Credits awarded. Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
No, 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 I didn't want to. Not that hard. Come back. Thank you. Wow, we got a lot of stuff on that one. Cursor over, make sure it's all. Yeah, it looks like it's all processor. We're going to come back and deal with this
Valuable
room
object
later.
processed. Credits deposited.
Let's grab this furnace or this fuse while we're running past it. Okay. That looks like a furnace piece. It is. It is for some reason stuck on here because we missed that cut point.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Oh no, we lost a joint. Hoist. I glanced and didn't see it on that SRL guide. We're still on target for our 98%. Silly mistakes that I should not be making. The loss of that crate and the hoist should have been prevented. Means we're gonna have a little bit less leeway. I'm going to take an extra moment here to cut this mount off. Normally wouldn't. That's something I would normally just let go.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
So we took the consoles off of these right at the beginning, so we know we don't have to worry about plucking them out now.
Valuable object processed. Credit awarded.
And you can see this sliver here. This is what I was talking about when I was trying to be careful about not hitting the roof. It doesn't count against us. It's still going to be salvaged. But it's extra time that it would have been dragged along with everything else. So it's kind of something I like to try to avoid.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied. Salvage gained. Credits awarded.
Why does that not... Oh, because I'm not grabbing what I think I'm grabbing. Okay. We need to get into the back here because
Valuable object. Credits awarded.
we're going to spend a lot of time dragging the back.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits
And we
transferred.
don't... We want to get started sooner rather than later. Let's start unhooking everything. It's going to include that heat sink that's behind me. But we're going to get all these fuel tanks dislodged. It's going to make it a lot easier to do it now than later. Everything dislodged except for the heatsink. We're also going to cut the pipe at its major junction, just so it doesn't get in the way. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it right here, just while I'm at it. These guys out of the way.
Object accepted for processing.
Alright,
Credit
so now we need
deposited.
to... Let's get this guy out too. to lift this out of the way. It's going to make things so much easier for us in the future.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
We will also take the rudders off of it to make it lighter.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Don't be shy about using lots of tethers. It's a very heavy thing. Have that rudder
Got
off.
about 5 minutes left in this shift, Cutter. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Weaver out.
Get that rudder off of there. Okay. That's enough. While that's moving, let's clear the spine.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
I know we could have easily taken that as one piece, but I didn't want to risk it bouncing into stuff. So I'd rather just take the moment to cut it once. Prepare the reactor area.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited. Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
And start emptying
Caution.
out
Tether supplies are low.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
all of this so that we can handle the rest of the back.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
This is why we needed to make sure we detached all of these ahead of time. Gotta be careful about where we're shooting it, though.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
By the way, I have enough O2 upgrades to not need to go to the Master Jack during the shift.
Deposit accepted. Credits
I saw it. See, I start talking and look what happens immediately.
salvage secured. Account credit
Every
applied.
little bit we lose makes this more difficult. Remove the two
Salvage secured.
silly little lights in the back that are holding this whole thing together. And get these guys moving. They got a fair way to go. We'll get started.
Warning, no tethers remaining.
That's alright, we don't need any more tethers. I mean, it would be nice to have a tether for that, but we can deal with it later.
Cut it. We're getting down to the wire. Let's put a bow on this shit.
We got non-tether things we can do.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Go ahead and salvage this. door, kind of making up for some of our unscheduled losses.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
All right. Whew. That was our second shift, so we got to finish the rest of this in the next shift. We got a lot to do. Let's get on it. All right. Fresh set of tethers to abuse. And I believe we have, yeah, the reactor is ready to go.
Material deposited.
So we're going to take the bottom panels out.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
The top panels we're just going to leave floating until the reactor is gone. I mean, we're going to detach them. But we're not going to bother dragging them out like this.
Ship salvaged in full. Credits applied to cutter account.
Turn those guys in later. And right behind your buddy.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
That wasn't good. I was trying to grab the panel and I grabbed the reactor instead.
Ship salvaged in full. Credits applied. Object
We
accepted
should have
for
one more
processing.
panel. There it is.
Credits deposited.
So obviously we're going to get our milestone 5 easily. But we still want to get our 98%. So we can't have any major mess ups. Alright, we need to free the ECU. This guy needs a home.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited. Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
And those radiation filters, those take a little bit of time, so we gotta remember we have only so much time to get that stuff taken care of as well.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
All right. So let's disconnect here. We're just gonna come off at this juncture. It's uncooperative getting a straight line on the back of it.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
And we just don't have time to goof with it.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
I know this thing is light, but it's also awkwardly shaped. So I'm just going to let it find its own way in.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
I'm not so concerned about how clean this cut is anymore now that this backplate is furnace. It used to be a processor item. Still have 2 more fuses to take care of. I'm kind of taking inventory on what we have left to do. 3 out. Oh, I almost didn't get to it in time. It's a little harder to see. Oh, that light. All right. With that done, we can get rid of this. Let's get these guys. I am intentionally not dealing with that room right now.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Energy conscious sticker. That's nice.
Salvage deposit accepted.
That's scrap.
Credits transferred.
I'll show you why I'm not troubling myself with that room at the moment. We are going to dislodge the things from the floor.
Account credit applied.
That's our 5th milestone in 3 shifts. So we have successfully done this ship in 3 shifts. We are going to go to the precision cutter and we're going to melt the 4 sides. That will hopefully... There we go. Yeah, just take your sweet time. We got all day. Yeah. And now we got our straight access to the ground. We got our turn-in for the...
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
For the housing. I mean, normally I'd send those in with the room, but they're just in the way.
Salvage deposit
Did that
accepted.
take
Credits
with it?
transferred.
Hey, why is there piping over there? Always good to do
Valuable
a once in a while look over the area. You never know what you might find.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
We are close on our 98. We can't really afford to be losing stuff. I don't like melting things away. Because it's a complete loss on the thing that you're melting, but it would take us forever to cut this out. Speaking of cutting things out, get this little terminal here.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
I was ready to send that to the barge. That's not where it goes. Alright. Excuse me.
Alright, Cutter, you got 5 minutes left of this shift before they turn the lights out on you. Pitter patter. Weaver out.
Cut the bridge. So the heat spreaders on the back, where the heat sinks came off of, are no longer processor items, so we no longer have to cut them out. So that's one good thing. Small time savings. We're going to once over this area to see if we've forgot to take anything off the walls.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Doesn't look like it. Alright, this is good to go to the furnace. And the same is probably true about this, but we might have an interior door handle or not. Yeah, or two. We definitely don't want those missed. Alright. Even grab a light. We got room to spare. So, yeah, these back plates now are
Salvage
furnace.
secured. Credits deposited.
And when we send this thing into the furnace, we should get the mini-me notification, though I have gotten 98% before where I've gotten a sticker, but it not notified me in-game. But this is certainly 98%. Double check the bottom, make sure there wasn't anything there we missed. Alright, so we're gonna do a quick sweep of the area, look for illustrated bits. Use the object scanner to... Okay, so nothing went down towards the bars we didn't connect. That's good.
Material deposited.
Come on, give us that sticker. There it is. There it is. That's right. 3 shifts, 98%. That's the way you do it. Now again, I do have the benefit of enough O2 canisters to not have to spend time on a shift going and getting more. But, well, we still had a little under 2 minutes, right? So I think we could have done it without it. Alright, well, I think that's where we're going to call it. Let's go back into the hab. Oh, whoa, oh. What's this? So, thank you very much for coming back. If you are a return viewer, if you are new, then welcome to the channel. There is a whole series of how-tos if you are just checking out this game for the first time, and I recommend checking them out, see if it's something you would like. But yeah, good payday there at the end. Excellent. Yeah, we didn't lose much. So if you saw something you feel like could have done better or differently, you know, comment section there, hit that up, you know, or just anything you got to say. But if you liked it, leave a like, and if you've been watching this series and haven't subscribed, you know, it just takes a second, hit the button. It's much appreciated, especially for a small-time YouTuber. But thank you guys again for coming out and watching, and I hope to see you in a future episode.